Yeah. So the Takamia guy walked in. If that's Bobbity Bobbleton, then who is this behind the counter? Why, it's none other
Robertson
than
Robertson.
it's Mr. Moo.
Moo juice.
So do you want to read the Today, guys, we're actually doing something a little different. We're going to be reading bad creepypastas.
Yeah, I literally just typed in the worst creepypastas ever and clicked on the first one.
And basically, what we're going to do is Mikey's going to read some out, then I'm going to make my very own bad creepypasta on the spot and make it as like really bad and like over exaggerated as I possibly can.
Yeah, okay, so sit tight, guys, because the estimated reading time for this post is 17 minutes and
Wait,
10
really?
seconds. That's quite specific.
Okay,
I need to
which
get
one
my
is it?
creepy voice on. My like creepypasta guy voice, right?
So what? Oh, are you going to do like an impression of Moodahow or something?
I'll try. Okay, this is an excerpt from a local newspaper. Ominous unknown killer is still at large. After weeks of unexplained murders, the ominous unknown killer is still on the rise.
Which one is this
After
one
little
called?
evidence has been found, a young boy states that he survived one of the killer's attacks and bravely tells his story.
Hmm?
I had a bad dream and I woke up in the middle of the night, says the boy. I saw that for some reason the window was open, even though I remember it being closed before I went to bed. I got up and shut it once more. Afterwards, I simply crawled under my covers and tried to get back to sleep. That's when I had a strange feeling like someone was watching me. I looked up and nearly jumped out of my bed. There, in the little ray of light, illuminating from between my curtains, were a pair of two eyes. But, pair of two eyes, yeah, well done. These weren't regular eyes.
4 eyes.
They were dark, ominous eyes. They were bordered in black and just plain out terrified me.
Of course they were black. Of course they were black.
Yeah. Black kid.
Which which one is this one anyway?
It's Jeff the Killer. Oh fuck yeah, it's Jeff the Killer. I forgot.
That's actually a really popular one actually.
Yeah.
Go on.
The figure stood there, watching me. Finally, after what seemed like forever, he said it. A simple phrase, but said in a way only a madman could speak. He said, "Go to sleep."
Oh, sorry, Sorry, I can't sleep. I've got a murderer in my room.
That's what sent him at me. He pulled up a knife, aiming at my heart. He jumped on top of my bed. I fought him back. I kicked. I punched. I rolled around trying to knock him off me. That's when my dad busted in. The man threw the knife. It went into my dad's shoulder. The man probably would have finished him off if one of the neighbours hadn't alerted the police. They drove into the parking lot and ran towards the door. The man turned and ran down the hallway. I heard a smash like glass plate. Let me say that properly. Glass breaking. As I came out of my room, I saw the window that was pointing towards the back of my house was broken. I looked out it to see him vanish in the distance. I can tell you one thing. I will never forget that face. Those cold, evil eyes and that psychotic smile. They will never leave my head, and the killer will always be in my heart. How I love that killer.
Right.
No,
Wait, what?
That's not actually it. I just added that in.
I was gonna say.
My head. It just sounded like a fucking love extract. The way you just said those cold, evil eyes and that psychotic
Yeah.
smile.
I see where you're coming from.
Fucking 50 Shades of Murderers.
50 Shades of Blood.
Blood. Oh fucking hell! I can see these creepypasta channels. Well, yeah, I've just read like one paragraph and I already need to drink something. Right, okay, carrying on. Police are still on the look for this man. If you see anyone that fits the description in this story, please contact your local police department.
I think I found him.
Jeff
His name is Michael.
No, it's not me, guys. Jeff and his family had just moved into a new neighborhood. His dad had gotten. Huh? Getting.
Yeah, read all like the bad grammar and like all the bad spelling the way it's actually spelled.
His dad had gotten a promotion at work, and they thought it would be best to live in one of those fancy neighborhoods. Jeff and his brother Lou, spelt Liu, I'm not sure if that's a real name, but
Probably not.
couldn't complain though. A new, better house. What was not to love? As they were getting unpacked, one of their neighbours came by. "Hello," she said. "I'm Barbara. I live across the street from you. Well, I just wanted to introduce myself and to introduce my son." She turns around and calls her son over. "Billy, these are our new neighbours." Billy said hi and ran back to play in his yard. "Well," said Jeff's mum, "I'm Margaret, and this is my husband Peter and my two sons, Jeff and Lou." They each introduced themselves, and then Barbara invited them to her son's birthday. Jeff and his brother were about to object when their mother said that they would love to. When Jeff and his family are done packing, Pardon me. That burp was well needed because that was bad grammar. When Jeff and his family are done packing, so that's written in the second person, whereas the whole thing is written in third person. So that's English.
True.
Jeff went up to his mum. Mum, why would you invite us to some kid's party? If you haven't noticed, I'm not some dumb kid. Kid needs to be shot. Jeff, said his mother, we just moved here. We should show that we want to spend time with our neighbours. Now we're going to that party, and that's final. Jeff started to talk, but stopped himself, knowing that he couldn't do anything. Whenever his mum said something, it was final. He walked up to his room and plopped down on his bed. He sat there looking at his ceiling when suddenly, he got a weird feeling. Not so much a pain, but...
Leaning Tower of Burger.
He was beginning to hit puberty. He dismissed it as just some random feeling. He heard his mother call him down to get his stuff, and he walked down to get it. The next day, Jeff walked downstairs to get breakfast, spelt with an E, well, just an E, and got ready for school.
Breakfast.
He sat there, he was eating his breakfast. He once again got that feeling. This time it was stronger. It gave him a slight tugging pain. Yeah, definitely puberty there, tugging.
You know how breakfast is spelled wrong?
Yeah.
I can imagine Joel from Vinesauce reading it, just going, breakfast!
Breakfast?
Like-
Right there! I was watching an animation
Joel?
of him, it's that Kermit one, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel?
Get your ass back to bed, Joel. Who the fuck said you could stay up late? Joel. One day, Joel, I'll hop online and see what you've been saying about me.
Impersonating your dad, Joel.
One day I'll hop on stream while you're streaming and tell the whole world how shit of a child you've been.
But Dad.
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 Dad, no. Fucking brilliant.
I love the story about the youroneidiot.com is like, the teacher comes in, the teacher makes this raptor noise. Ah! That reminds me of 20b.org.
Yeah.
Like we just kind of ran around the classroom just rickrolling each other. Anyway, carry on with the creepypasta.
Hot young redhead sings hot solo. Right, where was I? Stronger gave him a slight tugging pain.
Yeah.
But he once again dismissed it. As he and Lou finished breakfast. Oh yeah, they walked down to the bus stop, so breakfast again.
Again?
This one's spelled correctly though, somehow.
Alright.
They sat there waiting for the bus, and then all of a sudden some kid on a skateboard jumped over the skateboard kid.
Of course.
Only inches above their laps. They both jumped back in surprise. Hey, what the hell? Let's take a moment to speak about the skateboard kid. That fucking... They run up to him, give him the correct directions and run off. What a movie.
These burgers are defying physics again.
You're gonna love those physics burgers.
Yeah.
The kid landed and turned back to them. He kicked his skateboard up and caught it with his hands. The kid seemed to be about 12, 1 year younger than Jeff.
Why do they always like...
Jeff?
Why is it that like... I've just realised that you ever notice whenever there's a story, right?
Yeah.
Why is the kid always 10 or 12? Like, what's going on?
People just like... I swear that's like some sort of fetish.
Because, like, I swear in all of the Goosebumps books, every single child is 12, and I don't understand why.
It's kind of weird that they're like putting 12-year-olds in these kind of situations.
Yeah, they're always like either 10 or 12, I don't know why, but...
It was a dark, musky room, and Jeffrey, the 11-year-old child, did not know that this was the day he'd lose his innocence. And fucking weird shit in it.
Hmm.
Right, okay.
The story's not turning out to be as bad as it's made out to be.
Oh well.
A few spelling mistakes here and there, but like it's not like blood.
He wears Aeropostale shirts, not Anne, but you know, and ripped blue jeans. Oh, he's one of those kids. He should be shot.
Shall I?
Well, it looks like we got some new meat. Suddenly, 2 other kids appeared. One was super skinny, and the other was huge. Whoa, the other was huge. Huge! Well, since you're new here, I'd like to introduce ourselves. Over there is Keith. Oh, yeah, who calls their 11-year-old son Keith? Jeff and Lou looked over to the skinny kid. He had a dopey face that you would expect a
Jason
to have. And he's Troy. They looked over at the fat kid. Talking about a tub of lard. This kid looked like he hadn't exercised since he was crawling. But this is just, I don't know why, but this just reminds me of Malfoy, Crab and Goyle.
An exercise?
Yeah. He hadn't decided since he was grown. And I, said the first kid, am Randy. Why does he speak like, oh, who's that? What's that, guy? I can't remember his name. He's in a video game. He's like, and I. You know what I mean? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Now, for all the kids in the neighbourhood, there is a small prize for bus fare, if you catch my drift. Lou stood up, ready to punch the lights out of the kid's eye, ready to punch him into next week.
Yeah.
Kid's eyes when one of his friends pulled a knife on him.
Of course he has a knife on him.
Don't know what tsk means, but, you know. I had hoped you would be more cooperative. But it seems we must do this the hard way. The kid walked up to Lou and took his wallet out of his pocket. Jeff got that feeling again. Now it was truly strong, a burning sensation. He stood up, but Lou gestured him to sit down. Jeff ignored him and walked up to the kid. Listen here, you little punk. Give back my bro's wallet or else. Randy put the wallet in his pocket and pulled out his own knife. Oh, and what will you do? Just by the way this guy speaks, this guy has more English sense than the guy who actually wrote this text. Just as he finished the sentence, Jeff popped the kid in the nose. As Randy reached for his face, Jeff grabbed the kid's wrist and broke it. Fucking hell, Jeff's a bloody tank.
Randy
screamed and Jeff
Savage.
grabbed the knife from his hand. Troy and Keith rushed Jeff, but Jeff was too quick. He threw Randy to the ground. Keith lashed out at him, but Jeff ducked and stabbed him in the arm. Keith dropped his knife and fell to the ground screaming. Troy rushed him too, but Jeff didn't even need the knife. He just punched Troy straight in the stomach and Troy went down. As he fell, he puked all over.
Wow.
You could do nothing but look in amazement at Jeff. That reminds me, you know Carlton and Harry?
Yeah.
Remember Harry Ackroyd?
Mm.
There was this time when Carlton fully kicked Harry Ackroyd in the stomach when he was down and Harry just like spewed everywhere.
Oh.
It was really fucking funny. But yeah, Jeff, how do you... That was all he said. They saw the bus coming and knew they'd be blamed for the whole thing, so they started running as fast as they could. As they ran, they looked back and saw the bus driver rushing over to Randy and the others. As Jeff and Lou made it to school, they didn't dare tell what happened. All they did was sit and listen. Lou just thought of that as his little brother beating up a few kids, but Jeff knew it was more. It was something scary. Scary.
Of course.
Got that feeling.
Shall I
how
just...
powerful it was.
Shall I make up my own one, just because?
Yeah.
Right, tell me what I should base it off of. Like any kind of innocent game.
Doggity Doggerson.
No, like a game.
Oh, off game.
Like either like Minecraft, Sonic, Pokemon, stuff like that.
Let me think of a funny Spyro. Or Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
So, one day, I bought this copy of Crash Bandicoot from a shady dealerman at the side of the road after school. I thought he was going to sell me drugs, but he didn't. So what happened was I turned on the game and I heard somebody screaming really loud. It turned out it was just on the game. And then when I turned the game on, all of a sudden Crash Bandicoot showed up. It was covered in blood and had photorealistic eyes. And then all of a sudden Aku showed up and he was covered in blood, and all of a sudden you just see blood and hyper-realistic death everywhere. And he had black eyes with red pupils and really sharp teeth, and he said, "Die." The end.
Creepypastas in a nutshell. Pardon me.
I remember I came up with one the other day. I streamed Minecraft with my brother, and we did like this. I made my own creepypasta about Minecraft, and like it was like, oh, this kid booted up Minecraft and his character was dead with like photorealistic eyes and stuff.
Why is it always photorealistic eyes?
Why is it always just blood every time?
God's sake.
See if you can find like a really bad creepypasta with loads of grammar and bad spelling mistakes and just photorealistic blood everywhere.
I'm just gonna Google something and see if it comes up. I'm just gonna type in bad creepypastas done bad on purpose.
Intentionally bad creepypasta.
Yeah.
Overly exaggerated story.
Need to sign into Google again because you know Google Chrome's sucks dick.
It literally crashes for me all the time.
Yeah, it crashes
I'm like,
me like.
yeah, but it wouldn't be so bad if I didn't have to
Fine.
restart my computer every time.
I don't have to restart my computer. I just have to wait about.
I do
5
because
minutes
it doesn't ever open again.
Might be my CPU though, so I'm buying a new one soon, and I get paid on Tuesday.
I thought you got one a while ago, or did you not? Or did you never get that one?
No, CPU, not actual computer.
Oh, okay.
The CPU is it's the central processing unit. It's what actually pretty much controls it. I need a new one.
It's like I thought it was short for computer because in every single game CPU is what the computer's called.
I don't know why. That's it is, but
Like sometimes it's called COM, but half the time they call it CPU, so you can see why I thought that.
yeah. But yeah, intentionally bad.
So one day this kid bought Sonic for his birthday. Well, this kid got it from his parents, so he decided to boot up the game, and then Sonic showed up, and Tails and Shidoo and Nuke were on the screen, and all of a sudden there was blood all over the screen, and of course he thought it was a glitch. And what happened was Tails showed up, and he was covered in blood. And what happened was there was a sudden close-up on Tails. He had photorealistic eyes and blood and really sharp teeth, and he killed Sonic. The end.
Oh my god, I've just found the best one ever.
Go on.
Right, okay.
If there's really bad spell mistakes, read it as it is.
Spooky story of the spooky man spelt with 2 N's.
Oh
Warning,
no.
this sottery will explode you head into 10 million pieces.
Oh god.
Risk at your own read.
Risky your own.
Once up hand on a time, there was a game was called Toroftus 2. And read more. I is always hear it about in a school, and I very liked shoot gamings. So I was like, hey, what is happens if I try this game? And then I was downloading a game launcher, literally says that, name as Stoem. Was very exciting full moment of the in life. I was going to play a good gaming with a lot of very balanced and very is a friendly community. For fuck's sake. Do you reckon Stoem was made by Valve? For some is a reason. It stopped the download at exactly 666%.
Of course it was 666. Of course.
This was a wired because it was a very spooky ass number. But it is unfreeze later 11 menus.
Manu.
11 menus. Then is click on store and download Team Fortress 2301. While I was downloading Wary game, my compture is start speech to me. He is to say, you is whale die at 25 hours per week. I replied, moo, what?
Moo?
Moo. That's what he said.
No, it's supposed to be like, Mom!
The game finale is now a download, and I launched the game.
You launched the game?
Spooky man with valet.
I would like to eat this game.
Forehead. It's made by... I predicted that, and Stoem is made by Valve. He's literally just put that in as well, his back forehead. He truns and the... Wait, let me read that again. His back forehead. His forehead on his back. What?
Yo, I've got an idea. You know how I came up with my own story?
Yeah.
Right, here's one for you. Try to make one up about Battlefield 2. Or whichever game. Which one was the one with the
Star Wars Battlefront, that's the first one.
Yeah, try to make a story out of that one.
I remembered the day it happened. The day I lost my innocence. It was a calm day. Very calm day. The sky was blue. There were no clouds. The sun was blaringly hot, but it was a nice hot, because we don't get that much in England. I remembered when I was younger that I used to play a game called Star Wars Battlefront, trademark. It was my favourite game ever, and I lost touch with it. So I decided to dig out my old PlayStation 2.1 and plug it into my
TM.
TV. When I tried to load the game, it wouldn't work. I guess it was just old age. So I decided to look into it further. It turned out it was not a problem with the disc, it was a problem with the save. So I went into my memory cards, and the save was titled Death. And I thought, that's strange. Why would I title something called Death? So I took the memory card out to see if it would go away, but the death stayed. When I clicked delete, it said, you cannot kill death. Death is all. Death is life. And so I picked up my 44 revolver, put it to my head, and proceeded to pull the trigger, killing myself. When I died, my eyes were photorealistic, and there was blood everywhere.
That just reminds me of this Sonic video I was watching. There was a story. It's like a lost episode, and it was like he pulls out an M4 and he like shoots everyone. Now I remembered something from a while ago. Once we had this science lesson, right?
Yeah.
And the teacher revealed that another word for anus is gluteus maximus, and everybody for like the entire week was like, "I'm gonna kick your gluteus maximus," just all the time.
Gluteus maximus? What? That just means you got a massive ass. Just the maximus bit.
Probably. You know the whole the story you were telling me. It reminded me of you know how you said like there was blood. There was a story. It was like, and then she found the dead body. There was very blood.
That was very...
Oh, I've got one. I'm gonna make a story, right?
Yeah.
So one day I bought a copy of I bought a copy of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl off of Amazon, right? And basically what happened was it had a save file on it. The file was called Satan. So when I loaded the file, I was stood in a very unknown place. I was not aware that this place was in the game. There was very dead. Now, what happened was when I started walking, like W-O-K-ing, I decided that this was probably not a good idea, so I turned the game off. However, the game was still on. So what I had to do was I thought maybe I should hard reset my game. So I tried to. However, when I did that, all I heard was a very loud screaming, and then all of a sudden my trainer appeared. He was covered in very blood. Now, I could not believe what happened next. A Pikachu arrived on screen, and then it zoomed in. It had photorealistic eyes, and it was covered in blood. This is a Pukchu screamed at me. It said Dialga, which is not the correct Pokemon. So I decided that this must be glitched. I sent an email to Pokemon, and the company replied with, "There is no escape, only Zool." So I decided that I should probably burn the cartridge. So I tried to. However, what happened was I came into my room and the cartridge was on my bed, and it was covered in blood. And all of a sudden, out of the cartridge came my Pokemon trainer. But there was one problem. He had no head, and he was covered in blood. And he held up his hand to me. On his hand were photorealistic eyes and sharp teeth. And then his hand flew off and ate me, and ate me to end.
God's sake. I'm gonna have to leave this one here, because I need to go for a whopping number 2.
You know how when the burger is cooking,
Yeah.
the meter is stuck on screen and it says NAN%, and it won't go away.
Yeah, so do you want to end this one here and maybe do a third one, or?
I don't know. I'm nearly finished with the thing anyway.
Yeah.
When are you next available for recordings?
When am I next available? Not tomorrow, because after work I've got cadets, but maybe on Tuesday.
Alright.
Maybe on Tuesday, depending.
I'm gonna have to find like some things to talk about.
Yeah.
What I might do on
we
my
could always
next.
do continuation episodes of the creepypastas and stuff,
We could do that, yeah.
and maybe we could both tell some college stories, some funny ones.
Yeah, we could do that. I don't have very many that I haven't told already, but I do have a few.
You don't have many, very.
Many very. By the way, once I walked into the room, there was very blood. My teacher had photorealistic eyes.
Once I played Counter-Strike, and when I shot someone, there was many blood.
There was very death.
Anyway, I'll get off, man.
My
I'll see
teacher.
I'll see you in a bit. It was good to speak with you.
It's been a
Good to
while.
do some recording,
Exactly.
and it was good to be covered in many blood.
Do you have photorealistic eyes?
I do have photorealistic eyes. I looked
Dun,
at your
dun, dun.
profile picture on Skype, and as I was about to end the call, the
Did-
trainer's eyes opened, and he had photorealistic eyes, and they were covered in blood.
And Rowlet had really sharp teeth.
Alright, see you later, man.
Yep.
See you.
Alright guys, I'm just gonna real quick give this burger to the person. I think this is the last one. Why is this even on the screen? It's just NAN%. What does that mean? Not any I don't know what to say. Right, that's the end of that. He's just gonna look at me funny, so that's how you do it. I'm just gonna end it here. I don't know if we're gonna get a level up here or not. I'm apparently a head cook. Alright, whatever you say. Total customer points 8,706. I'm a ticket handler. Wonderful, my dream job. Okay, anyway, that is it. And I will I'll end this episode off here.